When I was in federal prison, I used to write letters to people every day trying to build a strong support network. And now I'm on the other side of the journey, and it's people writing letters to me. Now, I wish I had an opportunity to respond to every one of these letters. Sadly, I don't. And that's why I've been working together to develop a team that can work, with whom I can work together collaboratively to solve some of the great problems that afflict people who come into the criminal justice system. And these people face problems at every stage in the journey. They may not know how to position themselves for a more effective charge. And of course, people have influences sometimes to do that. If it starts with a government investigation, sometimes people can influence the way that prosecutors will charge the individual. And that charging instrument is extremely important, as we show on our consulting menu. If you look through the different articles that we have published or videos we've made, those appear on our consulting menu at the top of the Prison Professor's website. I recommend you review those if you're in the midst of a government investigation, because you want to be thinking about that really early. You want to be thinking about, what can I do to influence the way prosecutors are going to charge me, if they are going to charge you. Second, you want to be thinking about the plea agreement. And the more you learn about that plea agreement and how those plea agreements are structured, or the more you learn about the way that a trial proceeds and discovery matters proceed, and the costs of going to trial, the more prepared you will become to make an informed decision. So you want to study the articles on that. The more you study about how the pre-sentence investigation works, and how the sentencing proceeding works, and how the journey through prison works, and what steps you can take to mitigate a sentence or build a mitigation strategy that will allow you to advocate for yourself in working to get out at the soonest possible time. Of course, we've got a pretty big team that can help you with that, but because I'm working with that big team, I just don't have the time to respond to all these people from across the country that are writing me these amazing letters, telling us how our courses, the Prison Professor's courses, are working to inspire them to transform their life or to change their life. And I definitely want to continue doing that work, but it's my hope that you will understand, if you're working through our courses inside of a jail or prison, that you understand I have to work at scale. It's impossible for me to communicate with everybody that writes to us, because more than 100,000 people go through our courses every year. And although it makes it really gives me a sense of fulfillment to know that I am giving hope to people in prison, I just don't have time to give the personal guidance. But what I am working on, and I'm super enthusiastic about this, is developing a nonprofit. And that nonprofit is going to work to resolve a lot of ancillary or collateral consequences that we associate with mass incarceration, right? When people come into the system, the only thing they're thinking about is, how do I get out? How do I get out of this? And that's understandable. They're focused on the sentence. That's what the defense attorney is going to be thinking about as well. What can the prosecutor prove? Should we be working toward a trial strategy or toward a plea negotiation strategy? You, as an individual, need to invest yourself in the process and learn as much as you possibly can. I certainly wish that I learned more about the process when I was facing a sentence, because I didn't know what was happening. I made a lot of really bad decisions that resulted in me getting a 45-year prison sentence. I served 26 years. I was very productive while I was inside. And then I went on to build a successful career since getting out of prison about 8 years ago. Now, it's my hope to help more people emerge from prison successfully. It's my hope to help more people get a lower sentence. But most importantly, I want to build safer communities by helping formerly incarcerated people transition into the labor market. And that's the purpose of our new Prison Professors Charitable Corporation, which is a nonprofit. I initially started that nonprofit with the goal of just raising resources that we could use to send our books and courses to indigent people in prison. But the overwhelming response we got just made me realize, wow, I don't have the bandwidth. Not only do I not have enough money, I don't have enough bandwidth to respond to all of the letters. So we decided to expand the scope. And I'm really enthusiastic to report to you today that we've hired a new director. His name is Mike. He's an awesome guy. He's a former lawyer, active in politics previously, active in job creation and HR functions. And he's helping us to build our staffing agency, which will allow us to provide a bridge for formerly incarcerated people, we hope, to get into the job market. We always have to kind of begin by thinking about what are the objections that employers have to hiring formerly incarcerated people? Because if we can understand those objections, we can build a pathway to overcome those objections. That's really the pattern of life. It's the pattern that I learned from leaders throughout my journey in prison. It's the pattern I want to share with you. So I will be writing more and filming more about our nonprofit because we consider that to be an essential component of all of our mitigation strategies. We want you to take advantage of them. Start sowing seeds today so that you, when you get to the other side or when you're ready to begin looking for employment, whether you are a surgeon, a banker, a lawyer, or somebody who's never had a job and just went into the criminal justice system because of whatever circumstances of institutional racism or just problems in your community, it's never too early and it's never too late to begin sowing seeds for a better outcome. And our team is determined to help you. So on behalf of our entire team at Prison Professors, both the for-profit Prison Professors Corporation and the Prison Professors Nonprofit Corporation, I want to thank you for being a member of our community. I do hope that you will subscribe to the channel if you're watching us on YouTube. And I hope that you will, if you're in prison, you will continue working through our courses and recognize that nobody should work harder for your success than you. That's the lesson that I learned from great leaders like Gandhi and Viktor Frankl and Nelson Mandela and so many others. And in spirit of what I learned from those leaders, I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. And that's why we invest so much time, energy, and resources to bring these courses inside jails and prisons across America. My name is Michael Santos. On behalf of our team at Prison Professors, I want to thank you for being a part of our community. We believe in you. Thanks.